Now we'll talk about hydrocarbon. Why we're talking about hydrocarbon? Well, A, the world was migrating towards clean fuel. Second, there is high energy prices, which clearly will have impact on the existing businesses for some of the capital good companies, which are, let's say, also giving services to the oil and gas sector. Now, L&T is India's biggest in terms of providing solutions for the hydrocarbon sector. So let's take a conversation forward. The impact of oil on L&T's hydrocarbon business. Subramanian Sarma, CEO and Managing Director of L&T Hydrocarbon and Engineering, joins us now. He's also the whole-time director and senior executive along with the vice president of L&T. Mr. Sharma, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Have high oil prices automatically translated into higher business for you? Is the correlation one-to-one, and is it that quickly?
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, actually the correlation is normally not that quick. I mean, it's not one-to-one and it's not that quick because I've been saying this, that most of the capital expenditure decisions are taken not so much based on a spot price, but keeping in mind an assessment of what the medium-term, long-term price levels are going to be. Having said that, I think higher prices and because of the current situation, geopolitical situation, as well as the demand supply situation does bring a positivity in the overall sentiment. And I expect that all the major oil companies will start formulating their strategy to expand more and spend more in capital in the years to come.
Do you see it becoming like a boom time for L&T's hydrocarbon business? Because I distinctly remember then when hydrocarbon business, I'm talking about oil and gas, when that cycle was in some kind of a downturn, it did impact your business. So are we looking at a very differentiated world for L&T, which is old hydrocarbon, oil and gas business comes back, and the hydrogen business which you're building up, that also becomes bigger? I mean, is it like a double engine for you now?
I wouldn't say that, a bit premature to sort of make those projections now, because we'll have to see. I think there's still some amount of uncertainty in overall pricing, at what levels it will settle, how the demand will pick up. Energy transitioning is happening globally, and what will be the sort of pace at which that will happen. So at this point in time, there are still quite a few, I think I would say, unknowns and uncertainties. But I think we have to take a sort of more pragmatic approach that is that this industry is cyclic. I mean, it has been cyclic since the inception. So that cyclicity ride will have to be prepared to take. And B is that, yes, I mean, since 2015, the oil and gas industry has always seen some, has been on the downside of the cycle for different reasons. And therefore, it has not received the amount of capital which it should have received. So if the demand remains and the transition doesn't happen too quickly, then I think there will be more investment coming in the conventional oil and gas, and that should sort of help us and also the others in the industry.
There is other problem, and we're talking about opportunity, high commodity prices. How much
Yes.
of your current business is an absolute pass-through? Because, sir, everything cannot be an 100% pass-through. And I'm sure given the commodity price surge, there will be an impact on the viability and the feasibility of existing projects also from existing buyers.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's, we all are hoping that this will be a kind of a temporary transient phase. And it should sort of normalize maybe in a few weeks' time. So again, I think making projections at a time when the market globally is very volatile and uncertain would not be appropriate. It has to settle down. I think the equilibrium will find its place. I mean, that's what normally happens in every aspect of life. So I think I believe that 4 to 6 weeks' time, maybe a new equilibrium will settle, and then we'll have to see at that point in time how it will impact and what will be the impact.
4 to 6 weeks, hopefully. But I wanted to, Mr. Sarma, talk a little bit about your business in the Middle East as well. How are you seeing orders pick up? Because internationally, you're predominantly situated in that region.
Yeah, we had some good run. I mean, last year we had announced, as you have seen, we announced in the press some large orders from Middle East. Middle East is our core market. And overall, we have been, for the last 3-4 years, our hydrocarbon business had a almost equal share of from the domestic and international market, and that sort of balance we want to maintain, and we believe that we'll be able to maintain in the coming years as well.
All right. Now, given the fact that in the year 2021, we've seen the oil and gas industry saw capex cuts, there have been deferral of tendering of awards, there's been excess capacity as well that has been pursuing limited prospects, competition as well has been on the rise. These are some of the concerns. How do you plan to deal with this, and have order wins been impacted severely on account of the same?
No, actually, as I said, I mean, we had some setbacks in the domestic, but we made it up internationally, and so I think that is where the benefit of having diversified portfolio comes in, and I think our effort would be always to keep looking inwards and see how we can focus on improving our overall execution performance, doing operational excellence, and create more value add proposition for the customer, and which will give us the competitiveness and also at least maintain our market share.
Okay, fair enough. So you're saying that as of now, you don't see the overall orders being impacted. What about the existing projects that you have at hand? Are you now going to be more aggressive with hydrocarbon orders? There have been recent ones as well that you've bagged, as you spoke of. But what are some of the order wins that are in the pipeline? Where do you see the overall order book position for hydrocarbon?
Well, I think, no, I don't know what you mean by aggressive, but once we take the job, our effort is always to execute it well, because in this business, having a satisfied customer is very important from a long-term sustainability. So all our efforts will be focused on delivering projects well and on time. And I think we'll keep looking for new opportunities. I don't want to put the numbers because we are in a very year-end closing stage, and we'll have the results announced maybe sometime in April, early May. I think we'll have to wait for the exact numbers until then. But I think it's business as usual so far.
We wish you all the very best going forward. Thank you so much, Mr. Sarma, for joining in and giving us a clearer picture as to how the hydrocarbon business is going and faring.